Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a tutorial. I had a few questions here on the channel and also through Snapchat about the look that I was wearing in last Monday's video where I was reviewing the Miravana Vanity Makeup Mirror. So if you haven't seen that video, I will link that video down below for you. But I thought, I've had a few people ask, so why not do a tutorial? So I'm doing this for you guys. And I used the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette for that look. You guys know how much I love this if you've seen some of my favorites videos. I've done a couple tutorials with this. This is just absolutely the most beautiful palette ever. And I decided to do something a little different. I always go for warm tones. I always go for those typical neutrals. And I wanted to do something that wasn't so warm tone, something that's just a little bit cooler and just incorporating cooler tones. So the two primary colors are going to be Pecan Praline, which is a soft kind of grayish color, and then this one called Cafe au Latte, which is like a silvery taupe with some like silvery flecks in it. It's such a beautiful shade. Now I didn't foil that by wetting my brush with water or like my Smashbox primer water, which I usually use to foil my pigments or shadows. I didn't do that this time. I just used it just that on its own, and it gives a pretty kind of sparkly look. It's not glittery. There is some silver fleck in there, but I think it's very appropriate. There's a hairspray from one of my bunnies. I think the sparkle in there is really nice, and it's a sophisticated kind of sparkle. It's not glittery. It's not something that won't be appropriate for daytime. So I love this. It's so easy to do. Everything is just so easy for this look. So I'm going to show you how to do the eyes today, and then at the end I will walk you through what I use for the rest of my face. So if you want to see how to do this, then keep watching. Alright, to start this look off, I'm taking the Morphe E30 brush and I'm applying the shade called Divinity, which is a matte ivory color, and I'm going to be applying this all over the lid, right over my primer, because the one that I'm using is kind of slightly tacky, and I feel like if I don't do this step, everything will sort of just like cling to that primer, and then it just becomes a little bit difficult to blend. Next, with a Sigma E25 brush, I'm going to be applying the shade called Cashew Chew, which is a very soft, light mauve color, and I'm going to start by applying this into my crease just lightly. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to fix it later. But I do like this shade because it adds a little bit of definition without it being too dark, if you know what I mean. But I'm just taking that with the Sigma brush, and then I'm going over that with the shade called Almond Truffle, which is a little bit darker, and it's a little bit more of like a muted rosy tan color-ish, mauve. Worst description on the planet, but you get the idea. And that's going to go into my crease, and I'm going to go basically right over the Cashew Chew, and I'm just going to kind of keep it just a little bit lower so that you can see a little bit of that Cashew Chew over the top of the Almond Truffle on my upper crease. But if you overlap both colors, it's no big deal because it's whatever. It's just super simple. It doesn't have to be anything fussy. And then I'm going to take the Morphe MB23 brush with the shade called Pecan Praline. This is matte, and it is a kind of grayish taupe shade. It's a really nice shade. It's cooler. I usually stick to warm tones just because that's what I use a lot, but I wanted to branch out today, and I'm going to be applying this primarily on the outer part of the eye, the outer V, and then kind of just blending it into the crease. And then with another Morphe brush, this is going to be the Morphe E22, and I'm taking the same shade and just being a little bit more precise with it. I felt like that other Morphe brush was just slightly too big, so I had to go down just a little bit, keeping it more precise, and again keeping that gray color on the outer V. Then with my Sonia Kashuk eyeshadow brush, I'm going to be applying Cafe au Latte, which is a kind of silvery taupe. It's got some little flecks in it. So pretty, so creamy and buttery to work with. Just such a great color. And I'll be applying that to the inner half of my lid space. So basically wherever I didn't put any of the colors previously, it's that kind of empty space on the lid. It's so pretty, and again, it's kind of cool tone. And yes, I'm busting out some moves here, dancing to TLC No Scrubs. I had to. And then I'm just blending everything out just to make sure that I don't have any harsh lines. Alright, and then I'm taking the same Pecan Praline color with the same eyeshadow brush. I just wiped it off really well. And I'm really packing on this color on the outer V just to kind of intensify it and make it just a little bit more noticeable, that because it's a soft color, so it's going to be more like a soft wash. That one isn't super intense, bold in your face, but it does add a bit of color. And then again with the Morphe M441, I'm just kind of, is that the Morphe brush? No, that's the Sigma brush. I lied. Blending out the edges with the brush. And then I had on the Sephora corrector. This is the peach one throughout the video. I know that's probably why the under eye looks a little bit kind of orangey, but no worries, I'll fix it. And then for the lower lash line, after applying my concealer, I'm going to take a detail brush and I'm going to use Cashew Chew and Almond Truffle, both mixed. And I'm going to start with the lightest color, the Cashew Chew, and applying that really close to the lashes. I do like my lower lash line to be a little bit on the thicker side. You don't have to do it as thick. You can stay really close to the rear of the lash, whatever you want. And then I'm going to add a little bit of this shade called Mocha. It is such a beautiful kind of medium brown shade. And these are all matte. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I'm taking a little bit of the Mocha just to kind of add a little bit of depth and just a little bit of darkness, but not too much. If you wanted something a little darker, you could go with Malted, which is a dark brown. Then with the Mikasa E310 brush, I'm taking the color called Satin Sheets, and I'm using that as my highlight. And then for liner, I'm using the Tartiest liner. I think that's what it's called. Yes, the Tartiest liner, the clay paint one. Really like this stuff. It's a cross between a liquid and a gel liner. It's a little bit more kind of wet than a gel, but not as runny as a liquid. Kind of in between. And then to finish the look, I'm using some mascara. This is a Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which is currently my go-to at the moment. I love that hourglass shape with the brush. Makes applying it really easy. And here's the completed look. Everything is very soft and very natural. It's not harsh. It's like I said before, a really easy look and perfect for spring. Alright, so that is how you complete the eyes. Super simple. I told you it was going to be really easy. Now for my face, I am using some new skincare products, so I tried to keep everything really light and thin. I didn't want to do too much caked on because I didn't want to just put too much product on my skin. I don't like doing that, so I decided to use my Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. I used my damp beauty blender to blend that in over my Hourglass, what is this, the Mineral Veil Primer. I have this little sample that I've had for many months, and it's still going strong. It's a nice sort of silky primer. It doesn't make my skin look oily or dewy. It just is very soft and makes my skin look really pretty. So I use that. Then the Makeup Forever on top. This is the Ambient Lighting Powder. Yeah. The Ambient Lighting Powder by Hourglass. This is the shade Diffused Light. So what I did was I took a big fluffy brush, the Morphe E3. I was going to say M3. Morphe E3 brush. And I dusted this all over my face. I've never used this to set my foundation. I've always used like powders or translucent powder, and I do love the way it looks. I use it under my eyes as well to set my concealer. Just absolutely love this, and I cannot believe that I have not touched this in, I don't know, at least a good 6 months to a year. I have not touched this product, so I busted that back out and I just fell in love with it all over again. For my lips, really quickly, I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills, these are the liquid lipsticks in the shade Pure Hollywood. Love this color. And I mixed it with the Luminous Lips lipstick from Catrice in the shade number 120, Wood Rose Propose. Really cute. It's a very soft kind of berry color. It's very glossy, which is why I paired it with this liquid lipstick. I'm not a fan of liquid lipsticks, but this shade Pure Hollywood is beautiful. That's what I have on my lips. For highlight, busted out my Champagne Pop by Becca Cosmetics. Love it. That's the glow that I'm wearing today. Really soft. I try to go very lightweight with everything today, like I said before. Didn't want to do anything super heavy, and just I didn't want too much stuff on my skin. Then for blush, it's the LORAC Buildable blush, the matte one in the shade Tinge. I cannot put this down. This is such a good blush. Such a pretty color. Goes with absolutely every single look that I do. This is my go-to. Like, literally, this is perfection in every way. It looks like nothing, but it's what I'm wearing. Beautiful, light, must have. That is the whole look. I will list everything down below for you. I hope that you guys liked this tutorial, and if you did, please subscribe if you haven't already. If you are, thank you so much for your love and support. It means the world to me. Please also like the video, give it a thumbs up, and leave your comments down below, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.